What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here. In today's video, we're going to be doing another cryptocurrency hardware wallet comparison video. On my right, we have the brand new Keystone Pro 3, which is a fully open source air-gapped hardware wallet. And on my left, we have the brand new SafePal S1 Pro, which is a pretty big upgrade from the original S1 released by SafePal. Stay tuned, you do not want to miss this one. All right, guys, welcome back. So in today's video, we're gonna do a comparison between these two air-gapped hardware wallets. Now, these are completely air-gapped. There's no Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, NFC, any sort of communication or transmission method. These use cameras and QR codes, and that's it, which makes them ultra secure. There's no attack vectors, right? So these two are very similar in terms of their security design, but we're gonna break down three categories here that I use to determine which hardware wallet I should buy and sort of what I look at when making that type of decision. And I've done the same formula in multiple hardware wallet videos, and it works very well because these are typically the three things that people will use to consider which one they'd buy. First category is of course going to be the design, security, form factor, and overall user experience of these devices. So that's a lot packed into number one. Second is going to be overall coin support. Do we have any unique wallets, third-party integrations, unique coins or blockchains that are supported on either side? And then of course the third one is the price, right? Price is king. Most people use that as a determining factor for pretty much everything in their life. So we'll go over that, and then at the very end I will tell you if I can only pick one of these, which one I would pick and why. Let's break this down and let's take a quick look here. Starting off on the Keystone Pro 3, there's a few things that after using this beyond my unboxing that have changed, and some of them are like personally and some of them I don't. So I'm gonna just be honest with you and give it to you straight. So this is a full, as you can see, 4-inch touchscreen display, and it's actually about, it's a little bit obviously bigger than the SafePal, but when you compare it to the Keystone Pro 2, this is a much smaller, compact device, and they just changed the design of the overall material that they use. Now, here you obviously have one mechanical button. On the bottom here, you have a USB-C port for charging as well as doing firmware upgrades. On the back, you have the fingerprint authenticator, which is really nice because you can use that to unlock the device. You can use it to sign transactions if you want to sign very quick. You could also use it as 2FA, so if you want to require a 6 to 8 digit PIN plus a fingerprint authenticator in order to sign a transaction, you can require that, which is really nice. You obviously have the upgraded camera here, which is gonna help in low light, and it's gonna be able to pick up and read QR codes better, so that's a nice upgrade that they upgraded the camera from the previous version. And you still have the option to upgrade with an SD card slot, and that's where that goes here on this side. So that's the design and form factor. It feels very high quality. It's still pretty light, and they definitely have like a fairly durable plastic here, and they've made it more durable than the last one. I'll give them that. And the screen, obviously, they've cut down the bezels and made it a lot more clear, faster processor and things like that. So that's the form factor. Let's talk about the security, because this got a huge security upgrade. So this doesn't have one or two, but it has 3 security element chips, all with dedicated usage within this device. That also means that you can have 3 individual security seed phrases or 3 individual people, if you so choose, to use one single device. They have dedicated functions for these security element chips. One is going to be used for obviously fingerprint authenticator and storing the library securely there. You have another one that's going to store private keys, and theoretically all of these can do all of these, right? But they've sort of segmented out these security element chips for different tasks so that you get a better performance, better experience, and ultimately more security. But you have 3 security CCAL5 plus security element chips in this device. That's a huge thing because now you can have 3 seed phrases, 3 individual users, basically 3 people into one wallet if you want to do that. Family members that you trust, spouse, kids, whatever, it doesn't matter. What I want to point out here is that this is the first device of its kind to have this many security element chips, and it's unique, and it's a very welcome upgrade. I really like that they took the attention to do that. Another thing about the security here is the open source capabilities. This is 100% open source. Firmware, software, hardware. Everything is online and in GitHub, and that's something that they really strive to do with this device, is make it 100% open source, in the likes to compete with Trezor and its transparency, which also I really like. As far as the kind of user experience, this is the one thing that it took a little bit of an adjustment for me personally, because I don't like using third-party wallets a lot. But what I'm getting at here is that this requires you to use a third-party wallet to sign or send these transactions, right? They used to have with the Keystone Pro 1 a Keystone app, a dedicated app where you could add coins natively, send and receive and manage and pair the device with an app and use it that way like other devices do. For example, SafePal does that, and some other ones I've done reviews on. But this one, because they wanted to keep it open source and their app isn't 100% open source, this requires you to use, say, MetaMask or Blue Wallet. Those are the two third-party fully open source wallets I use when testing and using this device. I like the fact that it had a dedicated app, because sometimes I don't want to use third-party wallets for whatever reason, right? There's trade-offs, and it also it lacks a little bit of the convenience, but that's just a personal preference. Let me know what you guys think. If you're already only using third-party wallets like MetaMask, most popular one, or in my case, I use Blue Wallet for Bitcoin and I use MetaMask for the altcoins in my testing and user experience. If you're already doing that, then this is fully tested. I've tested both of those myself. They work fantastic. No issues, no hiccups, nothing like that. I just wish they had a dedicated Keystone app for this device, because sometimes I like to use that as opposed to third-party wallets for my own preferences. But that's my only nitpick. So just be aware that there is no dedicated app for you to use on this device. So don't send Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything to this device without setting up a third-party wallet first. That's my advice to you. That all said, you have a lot of different security features that you can do. You can add, certain native coins that you can kind of go through here, all the different blockchains, Solana, Atom Cosmos, Ethereum, obviously, Avalanche, and then here are the software wallets that it supports, and these are all open source. You have OKX Wallet, which is new. Obviously, MetaMask and Blue Wallet, which are the two that I personally tested. Has Rabby, Safe, Block Wallet, Soulflare, Petra, which is an Aptos wallet, Zapper, Yearn, SushiSwap, Kepler. Over time, with firmware upgrades, you're going to get new third-party wallets, but these are the wallets that you can currently use, and most people are going to use MetaMask because that's the most common, right? So overall, this is a highly secure device. I love that it's open source. The user experience is the only ding I'll give it, because sometimes I like using a dedicated app, but I also like using MetaMask and using Blue Wallet as well. It's just remembering which wallet you have for which private keys. So you have to primarily be using those third-party wallets and then use this as the signing device to authorize and let the private keys leave this device and to send it out. So just keep in mind that if you have multiple third-party wallets, that can get complex, but it is still secure. It's just extra user experience and extra expertise. This is more of like an advanced user wallet. Highly secure, highly recommend, but I'll leave it at that. Now let's talk about the security design form factor for the SafePal S1 Pro. I'm not going to go too much in depth here, because I'll be honest, this is about 99% the same as the SafePal S1, but here are the 1% of changes that they made. They upgraded the aluminum alloy glass on the front, so it's basically more secure, it's drop proof, it's just a higher quality material, which makes it heavier. The D-pad and the color screen are the exact same that you're gonna get. It obviously looks the exact same on the front, but it is, I can assure you, it's a higher quality glass and material. On the side here, we have obviously our power on button. On the bottom, we have a USB-C port, again, also for upgrading firmware and charging the device. And on the back, the big change here is they've upgraded the camera and they moved it to the center where it used to be in the top right. This has better low light capability. Probably gonna be hard to see because I'm filming this on an iPhone, but you basically, it's just a higher quality aperture, better low light, just a better overall camera, which means it's gonna work better, faster processor, also has a bigger battery. All the internals were upgraded, except for that it has the same CCAL5 Plus security element chip, battery, processor, camera, front panel. Those have all been upgraded. So in a sense, if you love your SafePal S1, then you're gonna love your SafePal S1 Pro, because it's the same, basically, it's just upgraded everything on the outside and on the inside, minus the security element chip, which stays the same. Longer battery life was also a big one, so they've upgraded. You have more battery storage in here as well. That all to say that the security, again, is still the exact same as it was before, which is still good because it's an air-gapped device. It has a secure element chip, and the user experience didn't change one bit because it looks 99% virtually the same. And it's gonna feel the same, except you're gonna feel that it's faster, quicker, better camera, better scanning, and it's gonna feel a little heavier and more robust. That's really all I have to cover about the SafePal S1 Pro. Now, while I'm holding it, let's talk about coin support, and then we'll look at Keystone Pro 3. This does have a dedicated app with it, so there is a SafePal dedicated app that has native applications and coins where you can initiate and set up transactions and use this as the signing device. That just means that you don't have to mess with third-party wallets. If you don't want to, you can use the SafePal app. It is partially open source. I know they're looking to go fully open source with their other wallet first, which is the SafePal X1, which I'll give a fully dedicated review on that one later. But you can use the dedicated app here, and it has all the major blockchains, over 10,000 coins, tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Binance Smart Chain, Aptos is a new one that wasn't around last cycle, Cosmos, AVAX Chain, Bitcoin Cash, Cello, Dogecoin, Polkadot, Digibyte, Ethereum, Optimism, Arbitrum, Moonbeam, one of my favorites. It is still on here natively. Injective Protocol, Kusama, Terra Classic, Matic, Solana, Ripple, and so on and so forth. So you're getting basically every coin, every token on these individual blockchains that will be supported. They've only added a few new coins since the SafePal S1 natively, and that's Glimmer or Moonbeam, which I like, and like Optimism and Arbitrum and things like that. So they're always adding new coin support, and you can use all of these coins that you're seeing me navigate here, through the SafePal app through iOS or Android. This also does support third-party integrations with Trust Wallet, with MetaMask, same as you're gonna get there with, and we'll get into that in a minute with Keystone. But basically, you're gonna have the same coin support. I give this a 10 out of 10 on coin support, just like I'll give this one a 10 out of 10 on coin support, and I'll explain on that in a second. But overall, you can't go wrong with the coin support. The very last thing in terms of the user experience that I'll tell you is if you've never owned a SafePal, I personally, the one thing I don't like is how small the screen is and how small the D-pad is. It's okay, right? It's a mechanical D-pad, it works. In my opinion, what I would do is I would actually move the screen over, make it bigger, and then blow up the D-pad, and this would almost be a perfect device. That's just my 2 cents, but this is the same exact as the SafePal S1, nothing changed on that front. But user experience could use an upgrade. I'm just saying, if you're watching this SafePal, you have some room to make some changes to improve for your next version, but that's neither here nor there. So that's the coin support for the SafePal. Completely, it's 10 out of 10. When we look at the Keystone Pro 3, as I mentioned, because there is no native app, you have to use third-party wallets. So your coin support is based on the wallet you use. Now, as I mentioned before, I only tested personally before I shot this Blue Wallet for Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin and Lightning wallet. And then MetaMask, which I use for all of my altcoins. So as you know, if you've used MetaMask virtually has every coin, every token, every feature, staking, delegating, you name it, built into that wallet. So if you're using MetaMask, then you're gonna have every coin and token supported there. As I mentioned, the big key difference here is this has a dedicated app, which some people like myself like sometimes. This one does not. This one requires third party. If you don't like using, for example, MetaMask or other third-party wallets, this wallet is not for you because that's all you can do. This one, you have your option between the dedicated app, which is easier to use, and then using third-party wallet integration. So keep that in mind when you're making your decision. I just wanted to be upfront with you. Now, let's get down to the price, the final one, and I'll tell you if I could pick only one of these, which one I would choose. Now, before I give you the full retail price on each of these, I'm gonna let you know as a disclaimer, in the description, my links to these wallets are gonna give you the best possible deal at any given time because I've worked out a deal with these companies. It also helps the channel out since I'm no longer monetized. This does help me keep the channel going. So if you like this and you wanna support me, check out the links in the description. It will give you the best price over other channels because all I do is crypto security and hardware wallet stuff. You guys know that. That being said, and that disclaimer out of the way, full retail price as of shooting this video, which is in November of 2023 on the SafePal S1 Pro is $89.99 or $90 US. The full price on the Keystone Pro 3 as of shooting this is $149, but it's going for right now $129. So I would say the SafePal S1 Pro is still an entry-level device because it's sub $100. The Keystone Pro 3, I would say, is a mid-tier to an advanced device. And as of shooting this, it's $129. Now, when you guys see this video get released, it'll probably be around Black Friday and around Christmas time. So you're gonna see discounts and deals, but just keep in mind, normal price is $90 versus $150. If I could only pick one of these, and this is hard because there are trade-offs to each of these. None of these are perfect, right? And it really comes down to your personal preference. And they're both air-gapped. They both are very ultra secure. I wanna make that clear, that these two wallets I would pick over things like Tangem or Arculus or some of the other ones that don't even have screens, which I'll get into in a later video of why that's so crucial. But bottom line, if I could only pick one, I would pick this, the Keystone Pro 3. Now, if you know me and you know the channel, you know that security is the #1 thing to me. They've done this 100% fully open source. They're on a path to open source, but they're already there. They use 3 secure element chips where this is only using 1. Now, one could argue that 3 is overkill, but it doesn't hurt, right? So having a secure element chip that has multiple functions and uses just makes a better performance and an overall more secure, but it's really the open source transparency that makes this one, in my opinion, the winner. Although I don't always like using third-party wallets. If you are a novice and you're not, say, call yourself an advanced user, you wanna use a dedicated app, you want something that's still ultra secure, but a little bit easier to use, I would probably choose the SafePal S1 Pro, to be perfectly honest with you. That's my breakdown. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, in my opinion, the winner is Keystone Pro 3 just for the security reasons alone. User experience, SafePal is still gonna have a lot more functionality and options for you. That's my opinion. Let me know it in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you're gonna buy one of these wallets, which one are you gonna pick and why? I actually wanna hear your feedback. And then also let me know which other one you want me to film. What other hardware wallets do you want me to film comparisons with for you to kind of get a better idea of which one's right for you. Let me know down in the comments. I appreciate all your time, guys, and click in this top right corner of the screen so you can see my breakdown between the Keystone Pro 3 and the LPL Titan 2. And I will see you guys in the next video. Crypto Renegade out.